let's talk about major happenings that's going on right now. Here's from Zero Hedge. North and South Korea declare end to war, proclaim a new era of peace. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in agreed Friday to finally end a 7-decade war this year, and signed a declaration to pursue the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, although they did not announce any concrete steps to dismantle the North's nuclear programs. They said, "We solemnly declare to our 80 million Koreans and to the world that there will be no more war on the Korean Peninsula, and a new era of peace has begun," North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and South Korean leader Moon Jae-in said in a joint statement. "It is our urgent, historic assignment to put an end to this current abnormal state of ceasefire and establish a peace regime. We have agreed to share a firm determination to open a new era in which all Korean people enjoy prosperity and happiness on a peaceful land without wars," Kim said in his first remarks in front of the global press since taking power in 2011. So basically we have a peace breaking out in the Korean Peninsula, and it isn't by accident. It is Donald Trump has been working to bring about peace in that particular area. And what he has done is quite amazing. The press does not want to give him any credit for it. They want to say that North Korea this is a stalling tactic, and all they're doing is stalling, and they're really going to produce nuclear weapons, and this is a complete stalling tactic that's going on right now. And so they're countering it all the time. But here's what really is going on. What's going on is the things that people don't know about. What people don't know about is this. North Korea has been used by the CIA as a base of operations, and the CIA and their friends, which is an international community, has been behind North Korea and has been the evil influence behind North Korea, and they have been using North Korea to try to create a war in the world, and they have been behind the scene over there. What I believe has happened is that in North Korea is that President Trump knew this, and he went in and took out the opposition to the North Korean leadership that was controlling the country and manipulating the country.
That's right.
He did this, and he did this with Marines and SEALs. And they went in, took that out, and you can read a little bit if you read between the lines. It says in recent news that there was an explosion which was like a registered at like an earthquake, and they thought maybe something went wrong in the nuclear program over there. And all of a sudden they said that 200 people were killed by this explosion, and that was the news. And they think that there was another mishap in Korea. It wasn't a mishap. It was Donald Trump taking out the opposition in North Korea. Now, I believe that Donald Trump has already met personally with Kim Jong-un. He did this personally. He's already negotiated with it. The deal is done. And Donald Trump comes out and says, well, Korea has agreed to denuclearize, and the press is going, no, they haven't, you know. Trump is treating it as if this is a done deal. And so we're excited about that because we see that he is accomplishing these purposes for the nation. Yes, Mike.
And I really think that this is the real Kim Jong-un. He really has observed what has happened in South Korea and their prosperity, and he wants to be prosperous.
Yeah, he wants to.
So he's saying, I'm burying the hatchet.
Yeah, he's burying the hatchet, and but he was being forced to do some of these things. He was responding. He was under the control of our own CIA. Thomas.
That picture with the two of them walking across the 38th parallel, one of the people in the crowd or something said, "Where is the press?"
Where's the press? Yeah, that's right. Where's the press? There was
Nowhere to be seen.
the press weren't there when they. I watched that. I was watching that to see it happen. I think I watched it live. To see that actually happen, and I think North Korea is going to be one of our greatest allies. I think that they're going to be favorites with Trump. I think Dennis Rodman is going to do something like arrange a demonstration basketball game, professional basketball game, in North Korea. I mean, I think the whole thing is going to change dramatically. Now, as a part of that, if you follow Q, he told us all that stuff was going to happen before it happened, and then we saw it happen, and the end result is we're going to have complete peace. Now, what happens is people are out there already starting. No, you can't give the Nobel Peace Prize to Trump. You can't do this. He didn't. He's terrible. You should. Etc. They're already doing that. Well, the next thing that happened was you see that Armenia has a brand new has new leadership coming in. Do you see that? Where all of a sudden the president stepped down of Armenia, which was a totally corrupt administration. He just decided to step down. Well, let me tell you some little news. Little news there. When Q goes on, he goes on to Google and he tries to discover where Q is being Googled from, where the searches are coming from, and the vast majority of searches for Q was in Armenia. And the question is, why would Armenians be Googling Q and watching? Well, what it is the CIA has a major base there in the Middle East. This is where they provide stuff. So what you have happening is the CIA terrorists who are in the Middle East in Armenia have been taken out, and immediately when they were no longer they weren't there to back the evil regime that was in power, which was corrupt and all of that. All of a sudden, it just crumbled, and now they have new governments that are being formed. And in fact, it took the opposition party by surprise. They weren't even ready to be able to come into government. They figured we're just going to be in opposition and in hiding most of the time. So basically, they're putting together a new government there. So what does Q tell us next? Right behind that is Iran. Trump has liberated North Korea. He's now in the process of liberating Armenia, and the next he's going to liberate Iran.
Oh, right.
Why? Because Iran, we think, is a bunch of crazy mullahs over there with machine guns. But in reality, again, it's the same people. It's our CIA in there that are behind this evil regime that's in power. And when they are the CIA group and this deep state group that's in there, when they are taken care of, then Iran will be free and they will have a whole brand new situation.
Now, are they being taken out literally, or are they
being taken
removed from employment? I mean, how are they being taken?
They don't say. All we know is in some cases there has been something the size of an earthquake that's happened. So what we see happening is, what is Trump doing? He's taking down the worldwide deep state. He can't just take it down in America. You have to take it down everywhere because they have resources and places to regroup and reform and around the world. You have to take it down everywhere. So what do we expect is going to happen in the United States? Yeah,
I was just going to say about Iran. What a lot of people don't realize is the massive Christian revival that's currently happening.
Yes, there's a Christian revival going on in Iran, and when the mullahs are overthrown, because right now they're being supported by our own CIA. Our CIA has been supporting ISIS throughout the Middle East, and we actually created ISIS, and there's evidence, plenty of evidence to that. And if you could close the door, honey. we're excited to see Donald Trump taking action, and what he's doing is he's playing the deep state's own game, and he's doing it better than they are. Yes.
And then I saw a clip about something happening in Haiti. Did anybody see the Haiti people marching for Jesus in Haiti? The president has said Jesus is the only way
Yes.
to solve our problem.
Yes. Well, they are making. Haiti is changing. They are declaring Jesus is Lord. They're taking the curse off of their land. Why has there been such a curse on Haiti? Haiti was formed in revolution, and it was by blacks who were essentially Satanists, came in and slaughtered the whites. That was the formation of the nation. That was the basis of Haiti being formed as a nation. And they slaughtered the whites and took over, and they were Satanists, and so what they've done is they put a curse on their land. It's very difficult to that's your founding way of doing things. You're not standing on the right principles. And so what they're doing is they're making an attempt in Haiti to go the opposite, make the declarations go the opposite way. What we're going to find out in a very short time is that what the Clinton Foundation did to the Haitians in embezzling and mishandling the funds that were meant to go into Haitian redevelopment and housing, etc., that never got there. Billions of dollars have been skimmed off, and the people have been abused, and orphans have been abused, and all kinds of stuff has gone on. So what we have happening in the United States of America, let me tell you, some big things have happened. You don't see really big things, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen ahead of time, because behind the scenes they're already happened. First of all, we had another drop of text from Strzok and Page that just came out, and they had a few little things in them here and there, but there was a block of 6 months worth of text that went strangely missing because of a technical problem with the Samsung phones that the FBI had at that particular time. At least that's the story at that time. Then all of a sudden those were found, and they were found by the Inspector General. And they might have been found by help from people inside the FBI who decided they wanted these lost texts to be found. So he found them. What they did yesterday was they released some of them. What has happened is there are texts out there and email messages out there that prove and demonstrate that the elements of the United States government in the FBI and the Department of Justice and foreign powers even colluded to have the president assassinated. And all kinds of other things, including that. What they did was this: they created an email account in Gmail with some fictitious name and all of that, and then they went in there and they would type a memo and put it in the pending file. They didn't actually send the email. You know how you can type? It's in the draft file. It puts in the draft file. And then they gave this out to all the insiders, and they would go and look at what was written on this in the draft file on this particular Gmail account. And so what happens in there, they discover is there were plans being made against the president, against his staff, and threats against his family, and maybe even the death of family members and Trump. So what happens is that information has not been released. The legislators, the Congress and the Senate, the leaders, chairman, and this kind of thing, have knowledge of this. And already, when this first came out, which was yesterday, they began calling for immediate mass arrests. Why? Because they were able to track all the people who went and read these emails that were in the draft folder on this particular Gmail account. So these things are all going to come out, and Trump we're going to see mass arrests, maybe in the hundreds or thousands. And we have John Huber in Utah is working on all kinds of stuff right now to cause hundreds of indictments to be released here. Yes, Mike.
So in your gut feeling, when do you think that Hillary and Obama will be in handcuffs?
Well, we will see when that happens. What the deep state always does is, if they are exposed, they create some diversion, and that diversion could be a bomb going off somewhere. It could be jets flying into buildings. It could be whatever their latest thing happens to be. It could be a plague. It could be whatever they're going to do. They try to take the administration and put their hands full. Is whatever it is. They're overwhelmed with the situations they're facing. So watch for that. Watch for those events. Of course, Trump and his generals and his admirals that are with him, and they're doing this, the Marines that are with him, are all wise to all of this. They know exactly what's going on. They are protecting all the right people, electronically, physically. They've got guns on the ground, and they got people in the air, and they've got spies in the sky, and they're on this. So right now, what I see happening through this is a breaking of an evil structure over the earth in America and around the world, an evil structure in the earth, so that the gospel can explode, just explode around the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ken, I think it's so interesting that, we've always talked about Trump as the Cyrus.
Yes.
And you look at the 70 years of Babylonian exile, and then Cyrus came in and, he changed that whole thing around. And I think about the 70 years of the Kim dynasty.
Yes.
That's breaking, and he's just going after the wicked dynasties.
Yeah.
And structures.
And we have the 70 years of Israel.
The 70 years of Israel is just amazing.
And so, Catherine mentioned this, and that we just happen to have a graphic on it. If I clicked on it right, did I get it? There it goes. I'm having trouble with the double click. Here's a graphic. This is Cyrus, a picture of him. What he looked like, and this is Trump. Somebody put that together, and I thought, that is absolutely great. Why? Because he is fulfilling a prophecy right out of Isaiah 45. Trump is fulfilling that prophecy. And we'll get into a little bit more of that as we go along. So what we see in the world is, this is my opinion. My opinion of what's going on. I can't, quote, prove it, but I can tell you ahead of time what's going to happen, then you evaluate whether or not it actually happens. Now, some of this is going to have to be quiet. Why? Why is it going to have to be quiet? Because they cannot come out and post this kind of stuff. Let's say you come out and you post that the Department of Justice and the FBI is corrupt, and they have falsified documents, and they may be involved in murders and assassinations to cover up, and they've showed favoritism to criminals, and they've persecuted the righteous, and they've done all this kind of stuff. What have you done? If you come out with all of that information and who these people are and all that, you eventually create a crisis, because every person that has ever been convicted by the FBI or the Department of Justice will have legal grounds to say, they framed me. Just like they're criminals, they framed me. And so what I expect to see happen is, I expect to see some dirt come out, but not enough for the people to make those claims. And I expect to see these criminal charges are not going to be in a civil criminal court. They are going to be treasonous charges, and they're going to be through military courts. Those military courts are going to be held in Guantanamo Bay, where they're going to hold the prisoners, and those court meetings are going to be sealed for 30 years or something. And that's the approach they're going to take. So we as a nation won't be hearing all the details, and we won't. And in the meantime, they will just continually make over the FBI and the Department of Justice and the State Department, so that we actually have some righteous people, moral people that are in there. Now there are people in there that are righteous and moral, but they are deceived. They have no clue. They think they're doing a good job, and the State Department's doing a good job, and FBI's doing a good job, but they have no idea what's really going on, because it's this deception is all done through deceiving means, which is deception is Satan's greatest tool that he uses. It's false prophets, false teachers, false pastors, false apostles, and like somebody said the other day, nobody imagined that a false apostle could be a Barack Obama. They always thought it was somebody who was going to show up in the local church down here and come in and be a false apostle. But no, but the apostles can function at these other levels. So we believe that eventually what's going to happen, the Clintons are going to fall, etc. What's going to happen with Mueller's investigation? Let me tell you ahead of time what's going to happen. Donald Trump is going to be, there's no criminal charges or any indictments or anything going to come against Donald Trump. Nothing at all.
That's right.
That General Flynn is going to be completely exonerated. Nothing's going to happen. What Mueller is going to do instead is he's going to issue indictments against the Podesta brothers, John and Tony Podesta, and against their company. And Mueller has been a part of a giant show, in my opinion, where he's teamed up with Trump to act as if he's Trump's enemy. And for instance, Donald Trump interviewed James Comey to be the head of the FBI, potentially be the head of the FBI, with several other people. And he did this, one day prior to him being named special counsel.
Mueller.
Mueller. Did I say what I say?
I mean.
Oh, I said Mueller. Mueller, interviewed to be the head of the FBI because they were looking for somebody to replace Comey. Mueller was interviewed and then was passed over and whatever, and we got Christopher Wray instead. But then the next day, Mueller was named special prosecutor by Rosenstein. And so it's an interesting thing that there's a law that says you cannot serve more than 10 years as a FBI head. And so in reality, Mueller was ineligible to be the FBI head, but he went through an interview with Trump. And Q asks us, think about that. What was actually done at that meeting? What was done at that meeting when Q and Mueller, when Q might have been there, but Trump and Mueller, talked about this. So think about that. What might happen? What do we now have? We have Pompeo is now the Secretary of State, Secretary of State. He went into the CIA and began cleaning up CIA best he could. Now he's over in the State Department. Watch what he does in State. Those people are going to shake in their boots. He is going to clean house in the State Department. All the criminals that are over there. Where did the information come for the Trump dossier? Much of it came from the State Department. And it wasn't it was from Brennan working with the State Department. We will see Brennan and Clapper most likely in jail, the Clintons in jail, indicted. Why? Because eventually it's going to come back to different assassinations in their background, the manipulation of the electoral votes, the criminal activities that they've gone through, and the embezzlement. The $145 million was donated from the Uranium One deal to the Clinton Foundation, etc. All these things are going to come out and all make sense. We're going to discover that that the uranium that was U.S. uranium, which was then exported to Canada, and then exported from Canada to Europe, and then exported to Iran and North Korea. The U1 uranium actually went to Iran and North Korea. We're going to discover that in the future, and that Obama was behind it, and he was getting big payoffs. He was getting big payoffs. So we're going to discover these things that happened. We're going to discover why Bill Clinton gave 2 nuclear reactors to North Korea so they could make nuclear weapons. And it's out in the news. Just go look. Bill Clinton, 2 nuclear reactors to North Korea. All this, it all fits into a pattern, and the pattern has been that the deep state has been trying to create war, and by arming and these other nations, and so that they can keep the war industry going and keep all of this stuff going. So that is what's been going on, and that is what's going to be cleaned up. And Trump is our Cyrus, and he's going in, and he has to clean up the United States of America, and he has to clean up the rest of the world. Yes.
And Jehu was the one that cleaned out the complete family line
Yes.
of Ahab and Jezebel.
Yes. Jehu was the one that cleaned out Ahab and Jezebel. What did it do? It took 2 generations of prophets. It took Elijah prophesying, but he could never bring it to pass. And then when Elisha came along with the double portion anointing, then Elisha began prophesying to Jehu the prophecies of Elijah. He began prophesying the prophecies of Elijah to Jehu. And then we find finally the overthrow. And the reason we bring that up is because Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton fit Ahab and Jezebel perfectly. Ahab was a really great guy, just like Bill Clinton. I mean, he really was a great guy. And he wanted to do the right thing, etc. But he's got this wife when she's got these 850 prophets of Baal and etc. And all of that stuff. And so that's basically they personality-wise they fit, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's go on. Hi everyone. This is Ken Storey. I'd like to take a minute or two to tell you about what our business and ministry is, Investing with Insight. What you are looking at is our website on Facebook. We post here frequently. We have videos and all kinds of interesting articles, prophetic revelation. Let's go over here and take a look at our investingwithinsight.com website. This is where we post a lot of our information. A lot of dreams and revelations are posted here with people, for people. We see what the Lord is saying, and we see how we might be able to invest and protect our families and our businesses at this time. Let's go over here to our, this is our website that we run on Kajabi. This is for our paying members only. And we have, here we post all of our videos, all of our special reports. We have resources and watch lists and special reports. We have our meetings. We have prophetic revelation. We have our top picks of our top stocks, our penny stocks, this kind of thing that the Lord has shown us. And I want you to get an idea, because as a member you'll get you'll have a part of this. Let's go over here. Let's say you joined us. Well, every Saturday morning we have a presentation online. We broadcast online. You can see here we got 2 days and 19 hours to go here before we do our next one. And we have a chat area over here on the right. You can see where people can chat and they can talk back and forth. about what's going on, be a part of the community. We have people around the world on several different continents that are all a part of this on Saturday mornings. Then what happens is we also have people who are traders, and so every week I provide, every day I provide a stock list of where you can invest based on where the market is for this particular day, based on our prophetic stocks. As you can see right here, I'm shorting the market. The DUG, I'm shorting energy, the VIXI. I'm saying that there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, so the VIX will go up. I'm still in Apple. I'm shorting China. I'm going long U.S. Treasuries. I'm shorting gold, silver here, and I'm shorting gold mining companies here. So you can kind of see how we're doing. Right now we're averaging about 66% APR, and we've been doing this for 631 days. So you can kind of trading days. Over here we'll take a look at some of our other resources that we have that would be available to you. We have watch lists, special reports, recommended tools and services, how to invest. We have training classes, 16 basic training class, plus we have an archive of all of our past resources. There's a forum that goes along with it as well. And then over here, I'd like to show you, we have our tweets. Every day we have tweets going out. We tweet out our daily trading, plus all my trades are tweeted out, plus any important articles or important prophetic revelation that's coming out, we tweet that out to everyone. And so, for instance, if you would like to join up with us, what we have here is you just basically go to the store, and you can click on becoming a member. And we have it's normally $407 a year for an annual membership, and you get essentially weekly meetings. We do skip once in a while. You can do $47 monthly membership or a $407 annual membership, and we have specials that we're running from time to time, and you can take a look at those specials. So basically, that's what we are. That's who we are, and it's been great talking to you, and we bless you. Hope you will join our prophetic investing community.